So we're coming up on 3 months since I started uploading more consistently on this particular YouTube channel, which of course we already know is a card empire. Just to go to full screen because it's like my favorite thing to do. You know, this is our channel that we rebranded. We passed 1,300 subscribers, which is crazy. We've actually made $10 since we've been monetized for like the last 2.5 days, which is also pretty interesting. I can't wait to see what the full revenue data is going to be for this particular channel once we start uploading more and more content as we continue moving forward. However, this channel was a channel that was rebranded for all intents and purposes, right? Just bit my tongue. But this channel started off as actually a piano channel in 2010, right? And I haven't uploaded a video since 2010 until like last year, January, where I tried to do this whole full-time YouTube journey thing, right? And I essentially doing the same videos I'm doing today on this particular channel. I tried to do it back in 2014, and after like 7 or 8 days I like gave up. But then I said, you know what, I came back to it, and I know that consistency can win on YouTube, and I wanted to, you know, further this rebrand. And essentially this is what the channel has become, more so talking about YouTube, talking about building a business. And that's, I guess you could say, like the next layer of rebrand, because I started off as a piano cover channel, said, you know what, took 14 years off, let's talk about how my experience building YouTube channels are and trying to become a full-time YouTuber, and then rebranded like last month or so to focus on just building up a business, right? Rebranding is not the easiest thing to do in the world, but I've had success with it. I want to take you guys to my Faceless channel, which is going to be rebranded sooner rather than later to a channel that's going to be more of a personal brand. This Faceless channel is 6,700 subscribers. If I look and show you the content, and this has been all over the place since 2014. Let's go back to the first videos, when I did unboxing videos for our K-pop albums in 2014, other vlogs where I'm just like doing like cooking vlogs or just going to you know, check out stuff in, you know, NYC. Then I have my friend doing a reaction to Kylie Minogue. Then we're just, it's just like random vlogs of stuff like what I was doing. This is like a secondary channel, right? Based off my first channel, which was originally more K-pop focused. Then I started to get into the, mind you, I'm just uploading videos without knowing much about, you know, niches or anything like with YouTube. I started collabing with other artists. You know, we started then having other artists, you know, do covers on this channel as well, because we were trying to do a little thing there. And then my homeboy Daniel, shout outs to him, you know, he started uploading more and more videos from South Korea, you know, and then he was vlogging on it. So it was like a shared vlog channel. And then around, you know, he stopped uploading content on this channel in 2022, and I told him, like, hey man, so I'm gonna really like rebrand this channel completely, because I want to make it into like an Asian drama channel, because I mean, hey, a lot of the subscribers that we were gaining were based in South Korea, because this was an extension of the K-pop channel, but still had a very good base in the US. So I told him that, hey, I'm gonna rebrand this channel, and I'm gonna rebrand it all through shorts. And lo and behold, that's what I did. Asian dramas all through shorts. We had a couple of viral videos, like this video particular here, 1.3 million views, 2,100 subscribers. So this channel has been completely revamped and completely dominated by the entirely new niche. But that rebranding process took me about a month and a half, I would say, because our first viral video, like that video popped off like when I uploaded this video here itself, that was on, you know, January 22nd. That was the second viral video. We had another one that popped off like literally the week beforehand. So that rebranding took about a month. I started uploading content back on this channel on December 25th 2025, of course. Well, I mean 2024, but on Christmas Day, essentially, right? So this channel is going to keep on moving towards what I'm going to start to do is actually put myself in videos and see how that works out, because, you know, when it comes to transformative content, and I think, you know, having reaction content will work well in this particular niche, and I'm not really up for building an entirely another channel, you know, for it to be, unless I can like build a whole team around it. So it's something I'm thinking about doing, right? But that brings me to the main point of today's video today, which is another big rebrand is coming. And this rebrand here, whew, this one's gonna be the hardest one. Now, I have one YouTube channel that I've been working on since 2013, right? And this YouTube channel here as you guys can see, has 66,000 subscribers, right? This was my original K-pop channel. This channel here was baked in K-pop reactions, and that was like the main big crux of it. Like, it's all about K-pop reactions at the time. And then like I even got further in deep into the K-pop industry. We're talking about doing concerts, working with artists, working with other companies and whatnot, seeing like the good, the bad, and the absolute ugly when it comes to the K-pop industry. And I'll be doing a tell-all in the future, you know, especially with a lot of other things, because I was one of those YouTubers that like to expose some of the things that was going on here in the US market, dealing with some of the concert companies that was so shady back in the days, and your boy got blackballed for it, right? So a lot of people are finding me through, or relearning about me through the older, like my older channels and stuff like that, right? When I had a different, you know, name, we're under Mr. Popo TV. And those experiences have helped me figure out some things about YouTube since then, because we've been in the game for a very, very long time. Now, this particular channel here was going to be rebranded with like reactions to, like, you know, TV shows and movies. And you know what? I'm going to continue that base in terms of like reactions. Although I'm going to change up how I'm going to do the reactions for it, I'm still going to push reaction style content and more commentary style content on this channel. But that's not the main topic. The main topic is my main channel, right? My main channel here, which has 189,000 subscribers. If you were watching any of my earlier videos on this channel, or from the beginning of January, you have known that we were at like 190,000 subscribers, but we have since lost almost like 1,000 or so like that. That's because, you know, when you're inactive, especially for 32 days, you know, you start to lose a lot of subscribers. We also did have some copyright troubles. If you just look at the, like a few videos ago, I had a warning on this channel. That warning has been lifted ever since yesterday. You know, I had a video that I had to delete. Unfortunately, one of my shorts from years ago, it was no longer, you know, in good standing with YouTube, so they had to nix your boy real quick, right? And I've been thinking about this for the longest. This channel here blew up because of YouTube Shorts. You know, I had a video that went viral. You know, I've talked about it at arm's length. I even had some other videos that started to go viral and then get age restricted. And I realized that I totally told the line between content that can be highly engaging, like this one here, which can have like, you know, 42 seconds on a 50-second short and an average swipe ratio of like 82%, and, you know, can generate a lot of views and then get age restricted, right? So I realized that the topics I choose, like I think I'm pretty good at choosing topics for the most part, right? But you know, we all try to inherently fight laziness at the same time. And then I'll have videos that will pop off like no tomorrow, like this video here that got 67 million views, right? And I've talked ad nauseum about the same video. For a lot of people, this might be the first video you watch of me, right? But I've been in limbo about what I wanted to particularly do for this channel. And I'm going to try something that is actually kind of interesting or crazy maybe to a couple other people, but I talked about this in January and some of February about what would happen if you treated your YouTube channel like you do your Twitter or maybe your Facebook. But I guess the best example is like your Twitter, right? Because on Twitter, oftentimes I find, you know, interesting topics, or Twitter is like one of the biggest pools of topics depending on how you train your algorithm. But I was like, you know what if I just treated this YouTube channel here like my Twitter, mainly for the things that I like to engage with. Like, I like to engage with a lot of, you know, anime related things. There's some, you know, maybe K-pop related things, maybe wrestling related things. Like, what if I started, instead of like tweeting my thoughts, like posted a video, you know, every single time that I had like a topic that I want to talk about or something that I wanted to like tweet about, because I could always find things that I just literally want to talk about. And, you know, I started thinking about it a bit more and more and more, and naturally I was going to use that for one of these other channels. I call it like a yap channel, like, you know, like my cards yap channel. But I just figured out, I'm like, you know what, why don't I just do this experiment on my main channel? Now, the caveat to this is that, yes, this is going to be so much harder to grow, right? That because a lot of people are niche driven, especially when it comes to their YouTube channels, right? We're talking about niches. Like, everything is run by niches, right? where you have like say No Chill Gil, who I watch. He's talking about basketball right now. He's live talking about Skip Bayless, right? Chibi Reviews, who he talks about a lot of anime related stuff and a lot of stuff that's going on in anime community, right? So that's very niche related. Don't know who this person is. I've never interacted with their video before, so they're brand new. ED Anime, he reacts to anime, right? He's also started to react to a couple other things like other outside the anime sphere itself, but becoming a more well-rounded content creator, that reaction channel. This person here is talking about how much money you need to move to Thailand. So maybe that's a niche about moving. And then this person here is talking about like digital marketing, right? But what I find when I look at my homepage, especially when I start to look at everything, right, and see who like channels that pop up on my timeline, or not even a timeline, what channel pop up on my home screen, even if I were to do like an incognito thing, I just like to see what topics people are talking about that are getting views, right? And then of course we go to one of the biggest names in the content creator space field right now is Asmongold, right? And you know that term, good artist copy, great artist steal. It's kind of funny because I remember a long time ago there was a YouTuber who a lot of people may know of. It's called Lugwood, right? Lugwood talked about how he built up his YouTube channel, and what he would do is that he would just look at other YouTubers and then just literally steal the same topic, and just that's pretty much what helped his rise to fame, right? Then I looked at another YouTuber who I watch content from every now and then, who might be controversial for a lot of people, is Tectone. And Tectone was like, hey man, yeah, I remember a video of his, like, yeah, he was just this stealing like Lugwood stuff, right? When I looked at a couple other YouTubers and I just looked at the styles and stuff that they would do, it's not that they stole a niche per se, but there's something very formulaic to what they were doing. Essentially, a lot of these content creators are talking about the things that they want to talk about and posting it on YouTube, but it's still within I guess you could say a niche relevant field. Asmongold might be an outlier, so might be Moist Critical, where they can talk about whatever they want for the most part and just post onto their channel. But when I'm looking at Asmongold's content, like for instance, he's talking about, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Right now, that is the current thing in the media. It's been a current thing since the trailers for it dropped, and it's always something that he revisits because his gaming crowd is going to navigate towards it. Then he's talking about stuff that's going on in Turkey, which is more political based content. Assassin's Creed, more other political based content, talking about what's going on Netflix, on one of the newest shows that happens on Netflix, right? Assassin's Creed. More gaming style content, Assassin's Creed, more like news based content, like more political, right? The common theme, it's Asmongold. It's not just what he's talking about and picking great topics. It's the common theme at the end of the day is Asmongold. He is like the niche, right? When I go to say Tectone, you go to his channel, he's gonna be talking a lot about different types of thing in the gacha community, because that's where he really blew up in, between Arc Knights and all these other gacha games. It's just gaming in general, right? But because he's a polarizing figure, and a lot of people consider him problematic, people are still going to check out his content because people care about what he has to say, whether people want to admit that or not. That's why, things often happen. It's kind of funny because Chibi Reviews is one of his videos as well, right? So, I mean, there's content creators that are like this all over the platform. Moist Critical, right? We're talking about how YouTube channels were personality based back in the day. Especially when I was growing up on YouTube, I was drawn to personalities, right? Moist Critical talking about soul leveling. Look, that's a topic right now that everyone and their mother is talking about. So why wouldn't you make a video about soul leveling, especially if you do like soul leveling, right? So I should be doing that on this particular channel, the channel that's my main channel, right? That's anime based. Hey, if I want to be an anime guy, then I should be doing a video about soul leveling, which I will, sure, I could have done it the day it dropped, because we have a time frame such like this. Sure, I could have been dropping videos about soul leveling every single week, nearly every single day, because that is a topic that people care about. So ride the topic, right? But still, Penguin Zero, aka Moist Critical, is talking about literally whatever he wants, because at the end of the day, he is the niche, he is the topic. People care about what he has to say, right? Back in the days, there was a YouTuber by the name of Ray William Johnson, right? Who was very famous for Equals 3. He has completely rebranded and shifted around his entire YouTube channel from those good old days where a lot of people would be like, hey man, this is look at like if you look at it, even in the thumbnails, he was always the topic. And even when he started to do Equals 3 and his format started to really pick up, his videos were often really short. So it's not like he was one of those content creators that made super long videos. He tried to do that. He tried to do a period of that a few years ago, and then he realized that, you know what, it's not gonna just work out completely. But he has since focused, reshifted his content, regained what he can talk about, and realized that, all right, you know what, this is what's gonna work. And if you look at it, it's a lot of stuff that goes on in true crime. There's a lot of between influencers crimes and other people who are celebrities or just real people who are doing crime and whatnot. And he's talking about true stories, and his new thing is like, hey, want to hear a story? Now look, you come for the story, you stay for the person who's the storyteller itself, right? And so that's kind of like where I'm looking at morphing my channel towards. The good artist is going to copy more so maybe the niche. It might be the niche, right? But at the end of the day, I think the great artist that's going to steal, or me that's going to try to steal, is try to steal something that's a little bit more formulaic. If there's one thing that a lot of people have told me, they like when I tell stories, right? So maybe my stories might not be true crimes and whatnot, or whatever the crimes that's going on here, but there's a way that I feel like I can combine what I might be thinking on Twitter, whatever is trending at that time, because there's a lot of stuff. Like, I might not, my videos are not gonna go from say basketball to wrestling and whatnot, or maybe it will be, but I was just thinking about this for the longest at the end of the day for my main channel. Obviously within the niches that work well for what's going on with my particular channel, I've always stuck around anime, right? So I feel like there's more stories that I can tell, or say more things I can cover within this type of niche or area itself, if you want to say. Maybe it's just anime, maybe it's manga as well. Then we have webtoons. There's other forms of entertainment and storytelling that's going on. Maybe it's a show on Netflix, maybe it's something else that's going on in the entertainment world that I can figure out a way to talk about it. Hey, when those viral videos of this dramatic what's it called, reality dating show with Monteo, that stuff, there's a lot of stuff that I see that go on Twitter that I feel that, instead of tweeting this could be a video. So we're in a weird area of where I'm thinking about making that shift and content wise, because I've been thinking about this for a very long time, and sometimes I just overthink things, right? Sometimes the best course of action is just upload a video and just roll with the punches. But this is something that I've been mulling over for a very long time. A lot of people might be like, well, you know what, you shouldn't really experiment that with your main channel. Just keep giving people the same old. Because yes, at the end of the day, YouTube can be very boring, and boring is fine, right? In the same breath, because I'm making this style of content, I'm also making content and utilizing Patreon. So if I'm doing reactions to certain anime, certain TV shows, those are gonna be posted on Patreon, and then it's me giving my thoughts on to YouTube as well. And then to combine with that, then I'm thinking about using my secondary channel here, which has 5K subs, but it's not monetized because I just don't have enough watch hours per se. And I think if I look at the watch hours, this is it's a rolling feature. It's only 183 watch hours essentially, right? I know I can get that up, right? But the main thing is going to be, well, if my main channel is going to be doing a lot of stories, doing a lot of longer videos, then this channel I'm going to start to utilize as a clips channel, where it'll probably be smaller topics, smaller clips of things that I talk about, and just have multiple videos posted essentially for this channel. I've seen it work, like I said, for other channels. I've used the example of Asmongold, especially because Asmongold has his main channel and a clips channel, and of course there's other people who are editing those videos for him. So those are just some interesting observations I had, especially building towards how I can build better blocks. You know, at the end of the day, like I'm speaking out loud because it's something that I'm going to do, and it's something I'm going to keep track of, especially the way that this particular channel works. Because at the end of the day, we're building businesses out here. There's multiple channels that like I said, that I'm working on, that I'm actively trying to get monetized. Right now, the two channels that I'm working on getting monetized is this channel here with 5,300 subscribers, and then my Asian drama channel that has 6,700 subscribers. You know, those are the only two channels right now that I have not that are not monetized, and I'm working on getting monetized, and they have to meet certain goals, right? You know, whereas my public shorts channel, or I guess you say as my shorts channel, mainly right now, is like 200,000 views away from, you know, possibly hitting that 3 million. But even then, that's still a massive stretch to get to that point, right? I rather rely on the watch hours and start to get that up there. And on this particular clips channel, well, it's just going to be nothing but nonstop videos going up. So all in all, to say that, like, rebranding is definitely hard to do, and then figuring out exactly what you want to do with your rebrand, that's even harder, right? Like, I had clear goals when I worked on this Asian drama channel, figuring out that, hey, you know what, I like Asian dramas, and I want to just showcase them on this particular channel and do like funny shorts for them. But now a part of me is like, you know what, let me just start showing my face. That might be like the next type of rebrand. See how people respond to that, and then continue to pile on the content from there, right? And that might be a drastic change. A lot of people might be like, hey, keep it faceless so you can like exit and you know, sell off the channel in the future. And hey, that might be something I do. Or it might be something more so where I can have a team take over the videos and just manage it from like that as well. So those are just some ideas that I am still floating around when it comes to this particular YouTube channel. When it comes to my other YouTube channels, which has me as a personality, it's more so, hey, I need to make more videos, just showcasing and putting myself out there in a way, especially because consistency at the end of the day, YouTube is like a snowball. YouTube is, a lot of people talk about it, but momentum is really where YouTube is at. So making enough videos where you're scratching the surface of a lot of these trending topics, and you're constantly putting yourself in front of those trending topics and whatnot, is generally just a good thing to do. A lot of people don't want to be too close to the gun or the sun, whatever the phrase is because, you know, maybe their thoughts and opinions are going to rile people up and actually just start a hate train. And at the end of the day, people, I said this beforehand, people are going to hate you, period. No matter what you say, what you do, right? It doesn't matter, like, whether it's race, religion, if you're fat, if you're skinny, like, no matter what, you're gonna get hate as a content creator. That's just it's a part of the game, right? And no, that should not deter people from making YouTube videos. Obviously, people are gonna, like, even if you were faceless, people will be like, I don't like the sound of your voice, or I don't like the topics that you do videos on, I don't like the way you say things, right? There's people have hatred in their heart, right, at the end of the day. But hey, as a business, you're not really caring about that, right? You're not, that's not really one of the major concerns for you. So just sharing some of my general thoughts and insights. I think I want to do a lot more videos like this, where I'm just like, all right, hey, this is what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm going to try to implement it. So I just want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Like, how are you guys, for those of you who have channels that have already been established, how are you handling your rebranding, if that's one thing that you're doing? I've always been a person that rebrand until it works type of deal. So for the next 30 days or so, hey, if this works out, then we keep it moving. If it doesn't, well, it's back to the drawing board. I'm never afraid of a rebrand, and I feel like a lot of people are. They just don't like, you know, trying things, because they figure it's just insanity, and insanity is trying things expecting a different outcome. But I had a period where I kept changing my username, my stage name, over and over and over and over and over. Started off as like Popo, Miss Popo TV, then went to Odin, then went to Malice, then went to Omnipotent, then went to back to Popo, then went to now where we are, a card, which you guys know me as a card. And like I said, I've gone through many changes, many rebrands, and my thing is you do it until it works. So just sharing some thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I'll be catching you guys for another video pretty soon, so stay tuned. You already know. Doses.